Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jimbo the Fuzzy, and welcome back to the Last Federation. When we left off, we were visiting the Skylaxians, and we had these other race that was about to become spacefaring. One thing about this game is that every single one of these 8 races has an entirely different way of going about diplomacy. Yes, the friendly and hostile acts you can perform are the same, but in the case of the Skylaxians, for example, they have a planetary senate. And it's 40 different members, 40, and they're going to vote entirely on their own consciences. What that means is that there's no way to get them to change their mind on things usually. You can't bribe them, but you can give them gifts that will make them happier a bit, somewhat. It makes the population like you, but doesn't do anything about the Senate. So, currently, these guys are really in favor of war, and they really don't like a federation. They also want trade. War and trade, okay. You showed up on the doorstep of those you oppressed, and we still took you in with open hearts and minds. You then repaid that gesture by plotting against us the second we reached space. We showed faith in you, but it was apparently impossible for you to do the same. Look, I'm gonna come back and help you. The next Senate election will be on... I have no idea how that works out. After which there will be a new there may be a new speaker, and there will definitely be a lot of new senators with different stances on issues. In game time, that means the next election is in 9 minutes and 41 seconds. The game is paused as long as we're on this map and not doing anything. So, if we go technology, learn from race, we can learn, improve textbooks. Well, that won't get them any happier with me, but it will help. Somewhat, at least. Planetary ion cannons, synthetic fossil. I think getting the improved textbooks will be a good start. So, let's do that. Property development. Why can't I do property development? You must have at least negative 25. And it requires a whole lot of resources that I don't have. Got it. So, while we're waiting for things to happen, let's get some improved textbooks. By staying with a race for extended period of time, you can learn technology they already know. It'll take you 1/3 the normal time that researching it from scratch with their help would take. So this will take a month.
The Andors are now spacefaring. Their benevolent nature may make them a source of help.
Yep, Andors are now spacefaring. And what that means is that, well, and yeah, they're nice people, but they actually live on a moon orbiting a gas giant. Alright, we now have improved textbooks. If we go look at the... Let's see, where's the science? Tech progress, here we go. We could... Oh, the eVooks don't have it. But we now have improved textbooks, which means we get a bonus to science research. There are other races that can take advantage of this as well. We do not have fiber optics, but the Andor do. Not that the Andor can do much. However, we could go research subatomic theory with the evox who have just become spacefaring. It will probably take a while, though. Alright, We're visiting the... No, not Evox. The Andor. Never mind. That wasn't the Evox. The Evox are the really possibly terrifying one. If I remember correctly. Either the Andor or the Evox will actually... They're orbiting a gas giant. They're on a moon orbiting gas giant. And if they think they're going to be wiped out, they will blow up their gas giant. Which wipes out half the star system. Needless to say, this is not very good. Yep. Hydrals oppress the system from end to end, chaining races to their planets for years upon years. You're no different. They don't like me. Okay. The Andor have a parliament with a bunch of seats. The only party you can actually do deals with is the one that has the majority of seats. End of discussion. And there are 6 political parties, each with their own agenda, and they'll only do things related to their own agenda. Some deals happen between multiple parties. For example, the peace brokers might be willing to help broker truces or, send peacekeepers. That will send them over to the Skylaxians. Well, yeah, the Skylaxians will start liking the Andors, and the Andors will like the Skylaxians. They don't really like each other that much, but this will cost me 5,000 credit to run. Needless to say, that's half my money, and I don't want to do it really right now. I also send them off to soothe warlusts, which actually soothe the warlust of a race, which actually slows down their warship production. The general agenda has things like go colonize a moon, share technology with somebody else. You have basic subatomic theory. Okay then. That's kind of... bomb shelters. Or we can have them colonize a moon. There's a lot of resources on the moons, so they could, get a lot of benefits. The Andors are in pretty good shape with most of the galaxy. They do not like the Thoraxians, and they do not like the Skylaxians. I just say galaxy, I mean star system. Alright. Let's do something friendly to get them happier towards me. A diplomat will... you can hire diplomats, and the diplomats will make it more likely that you'll get quests from whatever race you hired a diplomat with. You can hire them with multiple races, but obviously that just bumps up the chance for multiple races, and if you hire them with everybody, then that's the same as hiring them with nobody. So if a quest pops up, it's more likely to come from somebody you had... Yeah. We're gonna go blow up a pirate base. We would need better influence with them. Alright. You could go assist with armada construction, which might be useful. Property development... No, not good. Because they don't have a lot of resources. Cooperative research. We can get a little bit of money. Land improvement. Wireless communications. Not necessarily bad. They'll take 3 months. 3 solar months. There's a lot to think about here. We could go learn subatomic theory from these guys. And we could go get fiber optics. Interesting. Subatomic theory is the biggest boost we can get. Best bang for the buck right now. So, I'm gonna say get that. And in the meantime, we're going to... Let's see. Yeah. I don't know what the fast forward button is, but... Oh, I guess we just hit it and it's going. Alright. We got subatomic theory. Awesome. And... let's see if they'll give us something else. I am missing fiber optics, so I cannot get combat optics. How sad. Well, let's see if they'll give me fiber optics. Or we can... yeah, let's get fiber optics. No. I want to get them happier with me. And that means... could aid the local economy, which gives me some money and influence every month. I could give them technology, which... the Andors are not likely to start a war, but they're very good at they're very likely to need to defend themselves. So we give them tech, and yeah. Now we're to the point where we're only at -4 with them, and that is a very, very big deal. In case you hadn't guessed. So, Expand usable land area. We get a lot of money on that. Wow. Not as much influence as I would like. 1.2 influence per month with the Andors. So if we spend 3 months with the Andors building up armadas, then no, we'll have to spend a little over 3 months. The pirate base requires us to be at least 0. So, let's do the armada construction. And as you can see, we're building up lots of squadrons. We're getting credit. You probably can't. Long story short, it's going on right here. And we are getting the Andors happier with us. Alright, we have paused this. And we've gained 4 influence and 355 credit. And there we go. We got our +4. Now... oh. Negative 0.04. I can't believe it. Well, let's go, expand their usable land area a bit, I think. Or... okay. Let's go expand the usable land area for a little bit. And we'll just wait until we're up to a +1 for happiness. This is a really good way to get a lot of money. Let's wait until we're actually up to... Yep, there we go. We are now up to over... We made over 2,000 credit off that, which is, as you can probably guess, a lot. Now let's just see if they change their... We have not forgotten the many gifts you have given our nation. Your generosity will not go in vain. Now we can give speeches to, argue for or against certain parties in Parliament. So we can actually start to influence their elections if we want to. But what I want to do is get their help to start blowing up pirate bases. Because this will give me +5 influence with everybody in the system. Which is awesome. And here we are. As you can see, there is a number of things around. Well, bombers... No, I'm not going to go for that hydro there. What we have to do is blow up these enclosures that are now in the middle of the screen. And to do that... Oh, energy blaster's the best bet. Well, in this case, I am going to turn on my energy blaster and go to auto fire. Oh, there are pirates running around. Skylaxian pirates. And we've got Andor, guys running around as well. So... I'm not going to deploy any orbital bombers. What I am going to do is deploy Operation Raptor. And now we have things going on. I'm going to come over this way. And of course we're firing away. And as you can see, as I accelerate, the line gets longer and it actually gets harder to turn. What's interesting about Operation Raptor is it seems like it has a gravity lance as its main gun. Which means it is definitely an anti-armor weapon. But since this gentleman is busy being annoying, and we have ripped through his hull, ripped through his shields, let's go on minigun. And not doing all that well. Great. Well, I think I will go back to the energy blasters. And we are taking some shield damage. But our hull is in full repair, so we're in fine shape there. Pirate base enclosures are, fine. And we've got our guys flying around. Pirate guys running around, getting blown up. Let's switch back to the minigun, clear out some of this stuff. Yeah, the base resists ballistic attacks. So my minigun is the worst possible weapon to use. But, at the same time, let's actually use my triple range ability. See what happens. Answer crazy stuff. That is a really long-range gravity lance. Let's shift back to the energy blaster, because the energy blaster is the most effective weapon I have. I should have thought of triple range earlier. And yeah, as you can see, we're doing moderately well so far. Trying to keep a tight circle going. Because there are these, well, there were wall turrets. I think, yeah, wall turrets are not terrible. They fire in a straight line, and that's all they do. But they fire off a long string of bullets at really long ranges, as you can see over here. I'm trying to stay out of their line of fire, and my energy blaster is the best weapon to use against them. It's why I always want to start with a ship with an energy blaster. And come on. Lots of fire going out. There's gonna lower that sound even more, I think. Audio, where are you? Get down there. There. Go. Much better. And as you can probably guess, we're not doing that terribly at destroying everything they have now. My strike craft are doing a pretty good job. So I'm gonna deploy some more. And where I am, I'm in range of everything that I need to destroy, so I might as well just sit here. And if you're not moving, the game will if you use don't move, hit Q to not move, the game will actually shift power out of your engines into anything else. So that's really useful to have. Not that it matters in this case, because I already put minimum power in engines, but, you know, it's a nice feature to have. And there we go. Battle 1. I gained 106 credit by destroying the ships. I gained 3,500 credit. And I rescued 3 Skylaxian pirates from escape pods. Not only that, we got some Peltian voting proxies, which will hopefully help. These Skylaxians like us less because they were Skylaxian pirate. The Skylaxians only improved by +2 because they were Skylaxian pirates. So they didn't like us. The improvement wasn't as significant as it could have been, sadly. But the Andor's got some gifts, and they're spacefaring without me. But with that, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jimbo the Fuzzy, and I hope to see you again next time.